welcome back to Full Coverage, your favorite podcast.
In the world.
That was not, Laura, that was looking kind of good. Wait a damn minute, that was kind of good.
I'm getting good. I'm telling you.
How are you guys?
How are you? How are
No,
you?
how are you?
What's,
How am I?
What's going on?
What's going on? So you guys, today's episode, of course, we decided it would be kind of fun to do a little bit of
rapid fire, baby.
I would love to do a full deep dive on Amber Heard's like full situation, but we're in a break right now.
They don't go back on the stand till May 16th. They're taking a break. They got a little time off. So we've only heard like a lot of Amber's testimony, but there's been no cross-examination yet.
There's been like nothing. I feel like we've only had like, what, 3 days with her?
3 days with her.
So
and
we're
then
going to go over
that's
that.
it. So we don't have like a ton of information. We'll recap what we know. And then
We have a couple things.
Actually.
We got a couple things. We're just going to hit a couple random tidbits and Todd bits. I don't know what I'm fucking saying.
Nope, you lost us all. Just kidding.
You lost us all. But anyway, I think we have to, of course, start with our peak and our pit.
We haven't. First, we're gonna start with our pit because me and Manny both have it. We have the same pit. It's so random.
How did it also happen like at the exact same time? That's very strange.
On the same day.
How?
I don't know. So Manny posts first.
Yeah.
It happened to Manny first. So he gets a broken car windshield.
My windshield has like a crack in it.
Yeah.
Right? And like apparently there's like a little, I didn't even realize. I just saw like this little like sliver and I was like, oh, whatever. Kept it going. I got out of the car right where like, you know where the mirror part is?
Uh-huh.
But like you can't see behind it.
Right.
It's like,
'cause the mirror's blocking
it. That's where the rock had hit.
Oh my
And then
God.
it sharded out. It sounds so sharded.
It sharded.
It sharded outwards.
Ty, we need the. Did you hit it? Oh, it's okay. I'm sorry. I killed the moment.
You killed the vibe. So it ended up sharding out a little bit. So I got a little crack on my window. And Laura.
I was driving to Manny's house, actually.
Of course, it's my house.
We're convinced someone threw rocks on the road. We were like, who's throwing rocks?
You guys, I was literally thinking, I was like, some kids were on a, I told Laura, I'm like, kids were on a bridge and they were shooting out BB guns. At the freeway and aiming at cars.
That's a little dangerous, my friend.
It might be a little dangerous, absolutely. But, and I think I might be, going in my head with that one.
Yeah.
I might be taking it too far.
You got deep.
But I do feel as
rock
if that's
literally
what happened.
flung up, popped the window right where my head is, and I was like,
I can just imagine you like, so I know I would.
And in that moment, I was like, whoa, I put a big old like chipped circle in mine.
So yours is just like one circle.
Mine's a big circle hunk. It took like a hunk out.
It's a hunk out.
Instead of a spidering moment where it shattered, it just took like a big hunk out. I would say it's like the size of a quarter.
Okay, no, it's like a good size.
It's a big one.
But yours doesn't grow, right?
It's not growing, and that's the best thing because we're thinking.
It's not a grower.
Luckily, we have the window repair coverage. Do you? Because I know that BMW window is going to be expensive.
So I literally just like made an appointment today to get it fixed. So I was okay, let's get it fixed. And on my insurance, it's like $1,000.
Oh wow, that's deductible.
The deductible is like
deductible.
it's like it would have been $1,500, and then the deductible
They're
is like
gonna pay $500.
They're gonna pay $500 of it.
I get that.
And I'm like, you.
Me and Ty do not have a lot of good luck in the car department. So anytime we get a car, we always put like the warranty on tire, rim,
yes, just in case,
window,
rim.
Just anything, rim,
Definitely
honey, rim. I'm sure they're like,
definitely the rim.
Last time you used it 18 times. Can you chill out?
Can you stop? Your insurance is going to skyrocket.
So once again, we're using it. I feel like we just get like not lucky in the car department. Do you remember in 1 week someone hit our Range Rover 3 times?
Yes.
Our Range Rover got hit 3 times.
I remember this.
Yeah.
And you had to like take it in. They had it for like a month.
Yeah, because the car part shortage. It was like 2 monmonths for a bumper.
They were telling me that like there's a glass shortage.
No.
And I'm like, you guys, you can't do this to me because listen, my sharding
is growing
like at a very fast rate. I'm talking like it was like 3 inches. Now it's about 12.
Things are getting very hairy.
And I also didn't even know that. So the heat makes the cracks expand. Had no idea.
Which makes sense technically.
Makes total sense.
But I didn't think about that.
But I was like, why is the cracks growing? But I didn't like crack my windows when I like had parked my car and I just left it.
To release the heat.
Now I have them cracked a little bit to release some of the pressure, release some of the heat, so it doesn't grow as much. I'm telling you guys, every time I would go back into my car, I'm like, it's growing another inch.
Oh my God.
And I'm scared of driving on the freeway. And like,
I would be
like,
too.
What if like a rock goes and like fully Final Destination slices me like.
Okay, you have to get another car then.
darn.
Just get rid of the whole car.
Just get rid of the whole thing. But like, I'm scared of that happening. Where like it could like a rock hits it, and then what if it just shatters?
Yeah. Trauma.
That's trauma.
I mean, I don't know windshield
I'm thinking Final Destination
rules. I don't know how they work. I don't know why it's spidering. I don't know why I have a circle. I don't know how they fix them. I just don't get it.
I'm imagining a pebble hitting it.
It's devastating.
And it's in slow motion, of course.
It's devastating.
It's devastating. Pebble hitting it. A shard lifts off the window, starts circulating almost like a ninja star.
I don't know that this is... I think we're getting real Fast and the Furious vibes going.
It starts cutting me along the neck as it's doing a boomerang. As it's doing a boomerang across my door. Then it comes around through the other window like this.
I feel like this could be your overthinking, but I could be wrong.
This could be my anxiety talking.
This could be the anxiety and the overthinking, but I could always be wrong.
So that's what I envision when I'm driving that. It's going to become a ninja star, and it's going to be a kunai and just get my jugular. And then...
It's very Fast and Furious, if you ask me, but no judgment.
It's Fast and Furious. It's very that. So we both have the same pits, and so I'm getting mine fixed on Monday.
I don't know.
Oh my gosh!
I already have an appointment to get my tires and rim fixed, so we just said add that on.
Just add it on.
We said add it on.
Fix it. I just realized that we're actually going on a brand trip next week.
We're going on a brand trip next week.
You guys, this is like a big deal because we literally had a full-blown brand trip experience pod.
Yep.
Dedicated to brand trips and talking about them. And we're actually like doing like I think our first like real brand trip since like
I would say like big one.
First real big one since the pandemic.
Since the pandemic. Yeah, they're back.
They're back.
They're back.
So if y'all see us on a brand trip,
you better
like our shit. You better like our shit. You better comment on our shit because you know we'll be working.
Because you know, baby, we'll be working.
Because now y'all know the true tea. Y'all know what's going on.
If you missed the episode, we did a brand trip episode though.
Dedicated to like what goes on brand trips, like how they work, what's the point of them, all that kind of stuff. So we're doing another brand trip with benefit next week. Yeah. So I'm really excited. I'm excited to go.
They've already given us the product they're launching, but we're keeping on the hush hush.
On the hush hush. And I'm excited for it.
Yeah, it's a good one.
I'm excited for them to be able to launch this.
It's a good one.
So I'm excited. That's just like a random other like little moments. I'm like, oh my God, we're going to be next week. We're going to be gone.
Yeah.
I love that.
Love
Okay, so we do our peaks.
You can start.
Okay, my peak is more of like a funny one. Okay, so listen.
This doesn't seem funny. What's happening?
So Jesse Williams, I don't know if you know who that is. So he's like an actor. He's been in Grey's Anatomy. He's been in so many different things.
Probably if I saw his face, I'd be like, yes.
You would totally know. He's literally like one of the most beautiful men I've ever seen in my entire existence. Gorgeous, stunning, show-stopping. He's in a play. In New York. He's in a play, and he actually just got nominated for like what's it called for like the Broadway version
of like an Oscar.
Yeah, it's like that, but for Broadway, like Broadway
people. That's
I can't remember what it's freaking called. If you guys do, comment down below. He got nominated for this role specifically, and it's like his, I think, first thing on Broadway. So in the play, he basically is playing a gay baseball player.
Okay.
And it's like kind of like his team kind of finding out about him being gay, and like there's this locker room scene.
Oh.
And he goes full frontal in the play. He's like taking a shower, and like the whole locker room, like all the men that are in it are also naked.
Like on the stage in the play?
With like water falling.
No.
Yes, I'm like, oh my gosh.
So every night for this play, they get naked on stage.
Fully naked. Full frontal, you guys. And so you obviously like can't really have phones out during plays or musicals.
But
like that's always known.
But
people are smart and they're elusive. And they showed Jesse full frontal, dick out, moving too. Like when he was lathering himself and like the dick moves too.
How deep did you had to go to find this?
Not even that deep.
You tell us.
Not even that deep.
You tell us the trenches you went through
I went through hell and high water.
This man has been searching for days.
You guys, I was in the trenches with my elbows like this to the mud.
Finding that content.
Literally. So I obviously dubbed for a good 30 minutes. The one to film. I flew to New York just for the play. You guys, so I literally, because I saw Jesse Williams training, I was like, why is he, like, that's so random. I click it.
I'm looking him up. I need a visual now that we got all this going on.
Look at the visual. I need you to see what he's talking about. Let's go ahead and pop up a photo of Jesse Williams. Let's just pop up a photo on the screen. This is what Jesse Williams looks like.
Not a full frontal photo, but.
No. Just a face photo. He's a very handsome man. And so I honestly think it's very brave for him to go full frontal in a play.
I would never.
I would literally never. So I'm like, that is, yes. Are you joking right now. Like,
I see. I see why you're digging through the trenches.
So I dug through the trenches and I found multiple photos and multiple videos. And for me, it was my peak of the week.
It was, because baby. It was just, I know it was.
You know,
it got you through your week, didn't it?
It was a lot.
It got you through.
It got me through my week, and it was a lot.
And all of a sudden, Manny's like, "Do you want to go? Do you want to go to New York?
I just feel like we should do a play tour.
I just feel like getting artsy. I want to do a play tour.
I feel like I need to go watch some plays, watch some musicals. I need to go feel like I need to like really, you know, sow my artistic oats.
Is that right?
I do. And now I dead ass because of this happening, trending on Twitter, making it a whole thing. I feel like now it's going to be impossible to see the play and everyone's going to try to see it.
Oh, those tickets, honey.
Baby, the gays are running.
They're running. They're walking. They're running.
The gays and the middle-aged women.
Lord.
Running to the theater.
I got it.
And so, and the fact that it's also like all the other castmates too that are full frontal. I mean,
that's wild.
This is like, that's wild to me.
Wild.
And like, I think it's very brave. So I think just in general, Jess Williams is like, that's so cool to be able to even do it. But I wouldn't have the guts. So. I wouldn't have the guts either. Like, I would be genuinely like terrified. Mind you, he has like a big ol', you know, situation down there.
He went through the
and
trenches
he's also
to
like
find it.
Beautiful. And he also like has like a 6-pack and he's just like,
Manny, you have to put a pause on this.
Okay. I'm like, let me stop before I get hot and bothered on the pod. Deep. I was like, you guys, let me go ahead and describe every crevice, every nook.
How much content is out there on this? A lot.
I mean, there's not that much, only because it's literally like from like the one clip. Mm-hmm. So it's literally just like the same thing over and over and over again.
Good Lord.
But I looked.
But we know you looked.
And I looked and I looked.
Well, my peak of the week was Aaron had prom this past Saturday. I know. Literally me and Ty.
Literally my heart.
Literally me and Ty.
You guys, so go to Laura's page, go to Tyler's page, go to Aaron's page. Aaron looks.
Oh my gosh. She's my niece, so I feel like I'm biased sometimes, but it was like incredible.
No, she literally was maybe I'm biased too.
Stopping.
But she's literally like the most beautiful.
It was like shocking.
Like she was the prettiest girl at prom at her school. And I'm sorry if you listen and you go to her school. I'm sorry. It is what it is. That's my truth.
They're about to come for your ass.
It's my fucking truth.
They're about to come for your ass. Listen, I spent my entire Saturday, you know,
that was a process. How did it go? Start from the front again, because I want to know how this works. Like, because there's like a lot that goes into it. It was a lot that went into
it. So at first I was like, you've got to decide what you want to do with your hair and the propping. And I had to fix her dress because her dress, the one she picked, the straps were like popped because it's metal chains. They broke.
Got it.
So I had to order wire off of Amazon and rewire the entire dress.
Got it.
And secure everything because one broke loose. So I had to fix that one, but I had to go resecure all of them because I'm like, what's to say they're not going to break loose during prom? That would ruin the night because her dress would be falling apart.
Totally. The fact that you even know how to do that is insane to me, by the way. That's cool.
It's all my mom.
I would never.
It's all my mom. My mom was very, very, very
boom,
that.
She can like get like something together. Because she know how to sew.
Very good.
And you know, Laura knows how to sew.
I was once in the play Annie, and my mom made a lot of the costumes by hand. And to this day, I'm like, why did you do that? I would be like, no, I'm not doing this. Like, they didn't even give me a fucking part. They made me one of the background orphans, meaning I have no lines, and I only do like 2 half dances. And I tried out for like a lot of the parts, and they were like, no, bitch. But
you're a background orphan, though.
Just
a
no
gorgeous
name,
one.
No name. So my mom takes on like doing all this stuff. I'm like, looking
I wasn't
back,
even in the play.
Mom really wasn't even in the play. Like, why did you do all this for them? Like, you should have been like fuck off. No. Make my daughter the lead.
Make her the tree. Give her more lines.
Make her the tree.
Make her the tree at least.
Oh my God. So anyways, very thrifty. So I did that, and then we picked shoes and jewelry. I filmed up on my channel if you guys want to see me get her ready.
Oh, I can't wait to see it.
It's really good because you see her like in the beginning of the video kind of freaking out. Like she's nervous. You can tell about prom. Yeah. And then towards the end of the video, the looks coming together. So then her attitude's like so like excited. It's just funny to see.
I love that.
Because you know when you're really nervous about something, you're just kind of quiet and you're just kind of like.
And you're kind of fidgety. Like I did. I know I was during my prom.
Yeah. She had a lot of fun though. She went with her girlfriend and and she hung out with just like a ton of her friends there, and she had a really, really good prom.
I mean, if I looked like that at my prom, I'd have a great prom.
Girl, I know that's right.
I'm telling you, if I look like that at my prom.
She wore a shoe with a heel this big and literally told me that after like 2 hours, she had to take her shoes off. I was like, Aaron,
it was 2 inches.
Aaron, it was 2 inches. Like, Aaron, there are like boots that men wear that have more than 2 inches. It's like,
I have boots with more than 2 inches.
Took them off. I was just
She's like, I can't do it.
laughing. She was like, I cannot do this.
She's probably so tall, even in those though,
Dude,
too. In the 2 inches.
I would say she's close to 6 foot tall and 2 inches.
Because she's already like 5'9"?
I would say she's 5'7".
Okay.
So she was like 5'9" with the heel on.
Yep.
A good 5'9".
She was up there.
Yeah, I was literally busting out laughing, just like fixing her hair and like primping her because I didn't have my shoes on. And I'm like reaching up. So I went and put on some pretty substantial high heels to take pictures with her.
Yes.
Because I don't want to look like a little shrimp
like
ant.
a little tiny baby.
Yeah. I want to stand like kind of level with her and get cute pics. So it was so much fun though.
I love it.
I love that I filmed it because now I have those visuals and memories forever. So that makes me happy.
It's immortalized.
Yeah.
Immortalized? Is that the word?
I don't even know.
Is that the word?
It'll live on the internet longer than me.
Exactly. And we'll always have it.
So that's our peek and pits.
I love it. We had great peeks and pits.
We're going to take a break because we just took 20 hours to tell you 2 stories. Time!
We'll be right back.
Look at time!
Break time!
I did good. It happened at the same time.
Perfect.
We'll be right back. Thank you to Blenders Eyewear for sponsoring this portion of Full Coverage. You guys, Blenders Eyewear is fresh from San Diego, California.
Just like me.
Just like
the 619, you guys. The good things come from there. I can't help it.
They really do, including Manny and Laura and Blenders Eyewear. They're really amazing.
High quality.
Super high quality. You guys are going to be hooked on them. They're sturdy. They're style. They're creative. I love them.
You guys, the cool thing about them too is the fact that they are great quality shades for a not high price point. They're mid-price eyewear options. And like the fact that you can do that and there's adventurous styles, more leisure styles. I think it's great, especially when you're wearing for like a drive. I have like kind of light eyes, so I like to wear sunglasses when I'm driving.
I'm a sunglassaholic.
You are a sunglassaholic.
I love them.
And you are really, and I feel like these are going to be a great addition to your guys' sunglass collection, you guys.
Something else I love about Blenders is they have an in-house team of designers. They're constantly coming out with new shades. They have polarized ones, wraparounds, tortoiseshell frames,
prescription
purple lenses.
as well.
Prescription as well. They have it all.
Absolutely love that. And you guys, we have a little deal for y'all right now. All you got to do is to score 15% off your Blenders purchase, visit blenderseyewear.com and enter promo code FULLVIP. That's blenderseyewear.com, code FULLVIP for 15% off. Blenders, rocked with pride worldwide.
Yes. We're back, guys, with so much juicy information. I'm just kidding. I got a burst of energy. We don't have that much juicy information, but we do have some facts to put on the table.
We have some jugo.
We have some jugo,
which is juice in Spanish. Jugo.
Oh, that's a very cute word.
Yeah, it's jugo.
You should put that on a t-shirt.
You guys, if we made full coverage merch, would you buy it?
We're like this.
Would you buy full coverage merch if we made it? That's the real question at hand. Would you? I'm curious because I think that'd be kind of cute if we came out with like, let's say a hoodie or a shirt or something like that.
Totally.
That'd be adorable.
Adorbs.
But let us know if you want to be a part of the full fam and get curious. Okay.
All right, let's jump into Amber Heard.
Moving on. So now it's Amber Heard's turn to be put on trial.
This is the part I was most nervous for.
I was too, because I didn't really know what was going to happen.
Didn't know where this was going to go.
And I didn't know where she was going to kind of take it. I didn't know how emotion she was going to be feeling. I didn't know what like she was going to make it seem for the courtroom.
Me either.
You know what I mean?
This is what I did know her going on the stance. And I can start with this, with what's going to happen if she wins.
Oh, yeah, do that.
Because this kind of explains why she is the way she is on the stand.
Yeah.
So I watched this video and it broke down what happens if Amber Heard loses this case. If Amber Heard loses this case, she is kind of already blacklisted from acting, but she would for sure be done in from blacklisted from acting. So 100%. There's that.
I mean, I think she's already kind of.
I do too.
Even
I
if
really
she wins, she's like, I think blacklisted.
See, that was what I thought as well.
It's the court of public opinion at this point, and she's not winning.
honey by a long shot.
Yeah.
It's getting nasty. Yeah. It's getting worse. So also she then would have to pay out the $50 million that Johnny Depp is suing her for the defamation in the Washington Post. So they're saying that her net worth, they're averaging is around $2 to $3 million. She did have to borrow money from Elon Musk, about over $300,000 to pay the charity, because apparently she didn't have the funds. I mean, if she's borrowing money for whatever reason, you don't have the funds.
I for some reason really thought she was like worth like 50 million to 100 million.
I didn't think she was worth that much. I was thinking, I'm like, well, she's had quite a few roles at this point. She has lived lavishly though, but
she's lived hard.
I would say Aquaman's definitely her biggest role, where she's the main character.
She's probably made a lot of money from Aquaman.
Like a lot, like right?
Millions of dollars.
And then she won the divorce, like $7 million.
$7 million.
I'm like, where's all the money going, mama?
Exactly.
But you don't know how she spends, because basically they said, well, 50 million, they're like, either way is weighed out of the realm of like 7 million, any of those millions.
Totally.
50 million is another ball game. So they're basically saying she'd have to file for bankruptcy to pay it.
So how would you pay it if you file for bankruptcy? Wouldn't you have to technically not pay it if she filed for bankruptcy?
Technically, yeah.
How does that work?
But then she would kind of be messed up.
So all the money that she would have, so let's say all the money that she has in the account, it, I'm sure still goes to Johnny technically if she were to lose, and then she has to file bankruptcy?
So they take all your assets.
Yeah, so that's including your bank account.
Oh,
wouldn't it?
Shoot,
like
you're
you
right.
Have to, and they probably take as much money as they possibly can.
Yeah.
Plus assets to cover up enough of it, and then you file for bankruptcy.
To cover the rest.
To make sure
I think the rest would be a lot.
Oh my God, of course.
So it would be like a lot filing, like a lot happening there. So it sounds like she's basically like, this is life altering.
The titties look good today. They're sitting. The titties are sitting. I was looking. I was looking.
I think this is like really life altering. So if Johnny Depp loses, she then will back sue him for $100 million, and that will change her life in no way.
She wants that money,
right? So if she loses, if he loses this, then she is in for a win. Now I don't think she'll ever act again, but she's gonna be set.
But she'll be set for life. She'll have fuck you money at that point. She won't even care.
It's going to ruin her life, even more than it's already ruined if she loses.
If she loses, so she's done.
It's high stakes. So this is why what you're seeing on the stand is something so dramatic and so wild, which. Because the way it's coming out, of course, the commentary and what people's thoughts are like, whoa, this is dramatic.
Like it's a lot happening. But like on the other side of it too is like, this is her story. Like whether you think it's true, whether you think it's not true, completely different. But like, this is what she's saying. This is her part of her story, right? And it's become this like crazy thing. And for me, what I think is really, really strange, because obviously it's all about her like telling testimonies about, Johnny hitting her and Johnny sexually assaulting her, all these different things, right? Like they're really like traumatic stories.
They are.
Listening to them, I'm like, oh my gosh, like it makes me like feel
honestly more
uneasy.
Traumatic than what I was prepared for.
Same, and I feel like even like when I'm hearing her say it, it feels more traumatic than like
it does.
When I heard Johnny talking about his traumatic experiences with her.
Yeah,
like they just felt more intense, like the whole like bottle thing, putting a bottle inside of her, like all these kind of things. I'm like I feel so uneasy. It's a lot. So, but what I think is really strange is like a random side note. I think it's really strange that TikTok, people are using like her testimony for like TikTok sounds.
Yeah, they're like taking what she's saying up on stand, which is traumatic stuff.
Which is like traumatic stuff. She's crying and it's like this really like intense thing. And she's talking about like how he sexually assaults her, like in like marital sexual assault, which happens. It's real.
Yeah.
And people are using that sound and being like, oh, well, if Johnny did that to me, I would never say it was sexual assault. And it's like, okay, that's
weird.
Really weird.
And
like I understand like you saying that because you're attracted to Johnny.
Regardless of what's going on, that's out of line.
But it's so out of line to me, and it's so inappropriate to take her sound of her crying and talking about this like traumatic experience and then using it as like a funny TikTok to be like, oh my God, like turned on by this like traumatic experience.
By someone else's trauma, whether maybe obviously they don't believe it's real, but it doesn't matter. It's kind of like that area where you should leave that.
It's a very gray area.
Let's leave that be.
Let's leave it be. I think that it's like one of those things where it's like you should.
We could just not make a sound out of it.
Yeah, don't make a sound out of her talking about like this crazy traumatic thing.
So Ty was saying earlier, he was like, it just goes to show you how people are so disconnected from celebrities as human beings. Like there's a huge disconnect there. And I get people like don't really care because they hate Amber Heard, so there's like it doesn't matter, or like this doesn't matter. I don't think she's telling the truth. Like I get like maybe that's why they're doing it.
I would say that's the majority of reason that they're doing it. I think that they, let's say, knew without a shadow of a doubt that it was a real story. I don't think they would be doing it as easily.
No way.
But I still think that regardless, I think that is a really, really
just
great
human
area.
To human,
just
it
as
makes
a human being.
As a human being, it kind of makes
gross.
it. And if you're looking at it human, then probably shouldn't be happening. It shouldn't be happening.
It shouldn't be happening. It's weird.
It's weird.
It's like whenever I was like kind of scrolling and I see someone using that sound of her crying, talking about like how Johnny like put her against the wall and like shoved his fingers inside her, all these like different things.
Yeah.
I'm like, it makes me feel uneasy even hearing that.
Right.
So people using it as like a funny sound to be like, oh my God, like that's so hot to me.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, like you can think that's fine. If you want to think that's hot because you think Johnny's fine, that's fine. But like using it as like a sound to put onto like a public platform.
That's where things
to
are
make
like,
fun of her.
Yeah.
It's like, listen, I'm not even like, I'm on team no one. Like I think that they both done wrong in both situations. And we're just talking about it. But I think it's really, really weird.
Yeah.
To
when you
use
see that, it's
when you
like,
see it, I'm like, are you so cold and callous that you have no remorse? Like what if this is a true story for her?
Yeah.
Like what if that really did happen?
Yeah.
You know, we don't know. That's her story, but we don't know if it's true or, it's false, but it seems just very callous.
Right. Did you see about the cocaine?
Oh, yeah.
On the stand, like
Absolutely.
TikToks going around.
The title for this podcast, did Amber Heard do cocaine on the stand?
He just came up with it right here, right there.
Did Amber Heard do cocaine on the stand?
I'm going to say my personal opinion. I don't think she's that stupid. I don't.
Agree.
Okay, if you watch the video and in your head you're going, she did cocaine, let me watch her do it. Yes, you might think that. But if you're like this woman who's been crying and been on the stand telling this story. Her
nose is probably really runny.
Really runny. Now let me watch this woman blow her nose and kind of scuff a little at it. She's live on TV to get maybe a booger out because of the runningness.
Yeah.
That's what you're going to see.
See, I just don't think that
you kind of see what you want to see. I know. I'm like, she could go to the bathroom, people, if she wanted to do cocaine. Anything,
like, I really don't think that she'd be that dumb. And also, like, to put like cocaine in a little napkin and make this like whole situation.
Not only is she testifying, she's being filmed live.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
I just don't think that she'd be dumb enough to do it. And listen, when I look at it, I'm like, that kind of looks like she's done cocaine. Like, it looks a little suggestive. And you think it because you see people saying, did she just do cocaine? So it kind of plants this little seed of like, oh my gosh, she did cocaine.
I feel like it draws the line too, though, when people say, watch Amber Heard do cocaine.
Right.
I'm like, okay.
Again, this is part of that thing.
That is an alleged.
It's an alleged.
You shouldn't word it like that.
Yes, and this is what I'm talking about. Like, I'm not Team Amber. Like, I am much more.
But this is where it's like being taken where it doesn't have to go.
It doesn't have to go this far. It's like, can't you just listen to
this? This doesn't fix the case.
It doesn't. No, it doesn't help in any way, shape, or form. I'm like, I think that this makes it very strange, and it takes us like a whole different place. And listen, I get that people don't like Amber. I get it. You know what I mean? I
get
believe in
why.
justice for Johnny. I get it.
I get why she's unlikable. Like, I see and heard and have witnessed, from what we've seen in court, the proof.
She's not a likable person.
She's not a likable person.
She's not. Dead ass. So I just think that because she's not likable, all this kind of stuff, people just kind of take it so far. And it's like, it doesn't even need to get to this. It reminds me of the cancel culture in this weird way.
It does.
Where it's like everyone
it's
takes shit
back
too far.
It seems like we've taken a break from cancel culture, but we let it seep in areas where we can get away with it.
Totally. And like, listen, I guess this is a huge case and everyone's gonna give their opinions on it. And I think that's fine. Give your opinion on it. Obviously, we're giving our opinion now. But to take it to like, she's doing cocaine on the thing.
It's not even making an accusation. They're just like straight up saying she is doing it. And then they're putting it out there. And literally some of those videos have millions and millions of views on them.
Oh, I've seen. Yeah. Like, they have millions of videos on. And like, listen, did she? She could have.
I just don't.
I don't think that she did.
I'm not buying it. Yeah.
I really don't. But like, could she have? Sure. If you want to think that, sure. But I just think that it's just taking it to a whole new level that doesn't even need to be.
They don't even have to go there, and we can get this court case. We can get through this without any of that, and like get like the same result. Like, I don't think that changes the court case in any way. So what's the point?
There's no point.
Yeah.
They're just trying to bash her even more.
Talk about the Kate Moss thing.
Oh yeah. So that one I feel like is a little so confusing for me in this situation. So I know there was like a story, Kate Moss, something about a staircase.
And Kate Moss was there. There was like a violent incident.
Yes.
Kate Moss was there. Mm-hmm. We don't know what his lawyers are going to cross-examine him with, but whenever she specifically mentions Kate Moss allegedly said that did not really happen.
Yes.
And whenever she mentioned Kate Moss was there when it happened, his lawyer turns around to Johnny's team lawyers in the background and gives them like with his fist, like she said it. And as soon as she says the name Kate Moss, that's the moment she does that, he turns around and it's clear that they have some evidence there, and
like that she wasn't there.
Yeah.
Or just
honestly, that she's saying that didn't happen.
Exactly. And it kind of just further proves, like, again, this whole case is about defamation, right? Johnny's trying to get
it's not a divorce case.
It's not a divorce case. It's Johnny's trying to make it seem, and his team is trying to make it seem that Amber is such an untrustworthy source of information, and that she came out with this bold lie and ruined his entire life.
Right.
So they're trying to, of course, make her seem like she is this lying person that could never be trusted. So something like this, where she's like, "Oh, Kate Moss was there." If Kate Moss says I was not there, it just further proves that she's a lying person, that she's a lying ass.
Okay, guys. So as this case is unrolling, she's taking the stand. Kevin Costner came out with a statement against Amber Heard
at the party.
Yes. Do you remember this?
I sure do.
He said,
it just made me think of immediately Yellowstone. I was like, yeah, he would do that, my dad.
He said that Amber Heard showed up naked in his trailer, like his film trailer, where they get to have their own space. Like, and he said it was in between one of her and Johnny's like 1-2 day breakups.
Yep.
He said, "Well, were you broken up from Johnny 1 to 2 days
Yes.
for you to show up naked in my trailer?"
And he actually did this in front of people. He did that at a party.
He said this.
Right. He said this in front of a crowd of people and like fully embarrassed her.
Yeah.
And being like, "Oh, like that one time you showed
Yeah.
to like make her seem like a fool."
Yeah.
And I
apparently
remember, like,
he did not like her showing up naked in a trailer.
I mean,
If a man, it's going to be, what if a man walks in a woman's trailer naked?
bro, I'd be like,
That's not okay.
it's not.
Then it's not okay for her to do
I
that
feel like
either.
That's 100% like sexual assault.
Yeah, it's like you can't do
Like
that.
a
Like
visual
if a
sexual
producer
assault.
director walked in a woman's trailer,
Oh my God,
butt naked, like this would be heard about for a long
100%,
time. So
yeah.
it's like his story is just as valid.
Absolutely. And it's like, sure, maybe she thought something could have came from it, but
But it's like, girl,
read the room. Read the room.
Read Kevin Costner's face.
We started chant.
This is where it becomes like constant, like Amber Heard is just like not likable. And this is
She's
where,
just not.
yeah, it's just constant.
And like the thing is when she's tested, so obviously it's like her turn testifying. It is like watching her do it as a human being. I feel for her in the ways of being like, I seeing her being distressed and all this stuff. And it's like, it just feels so uncomfortable to watch. But then it's also like a lot of people being like, oh, she's just acting. She's faking the whole thing.
I would say that's like majority of the comments.
I would say the 98%.
I would say 98% of the comments.
And 2% of people being like, oh, that sucks as a human. I guess what would that put me in the 2% of people being like, I feel bad, like as a human being, like feel bad for her.
Anybody that takes the stand, I ride the middle line with them.
Yeah, just totally. Just be like, okay, it could be either or.
We have to really look in. There are,
I would not want to be one of the jurors.
That's what I'm saying.
I would not want to be.
These jurors must really, because I'm not 100% sure how it works if you're a juror in a big case like this, but I do know that they are like kind of held from some of the public opinion, right? Like some of this going on
Like they almost
online.
like can't, like I think they don't even have TVs in the rooms. But they're on a week break, so I think that maybe
So
they go
how
back
can
into
they
reality.
not
No, I think
get-
that now don't they go into reality?
Well, then
for a
they're
week?
going to see the public's opinion on
And
this,
they're gonna-
and that's going to
how could they
skew
not
their
get swayed?
judgment.
How
How
could
could
they
they
not
not
get
get
swayed?
swayed? That's what I'm saying. I'm like,
I don't know how
is
that. I
so
really
crazy.
don't know how that works. Like I really don't. I would love to know. Like there's no way they can just be quarantined and locked up for days and days and days
There's
on end, right?
no way, because this case is lasting a really
Forever.
My
Do you guys
God,
know?
they better be paying them.
No, absolutely. I'm like, do you guys know of any of that? Because I do wonder when it comes to cases like this, like, how does that work?
How
I
do
don't know
people
as much
like
about
get
that.
off work to be a juror?
I think you have to get time off.
Legally, they have
It's part
to
of
give
like
you,
it's like as an American, like you do
legally,
that
the
legally,
job has to.
and they have to let you off work, and you can't have any repercussions when you come back to it.
Yeah.
To be like, oh no, we
You also have to
like,
prove
the
you're not
duty.
biased in any way for the case, which
Which
is
is
interesting.
almost
Like,
impossible.
How do you not know who Johnny Depp is, or like have
Don't
any?
the lawyers pick the fucking jurors though?
Oh, you're right.
They
After
do.
they're vetted, though.
After they're vetted, like they kind of pick them in a way where it's like, let's say
they
if
think this could win for him.
Yes.
Like they'll kind of like
and
eyeball
if
it.
they'll think that like, let's say this person is pro Johnny in some kind of
Yeah.
way, they'll be like, oh, that's a good juror. Like they'll kind of pick around that.
Dang, y'all.
So I'm really intrigued. I'm really not excited. I'm just very intrigued to see what will come of like the rest of it when it kind of gets back to the
May
trial.
16th, we're back,
May
and
16th.
I'm mostly interested for the cross examination. That's really
That's what I wanna
wherever
hear.
you find out a lot
His
more.
side asking her questions.
Because everything has two sides. There's three sides to everything: his side, her side, and the truth.
Exactly. So I'm very, very intrigued to see.
We're gonna take another break just in case.
Just in case, great.
And we'll be right back. Thank you to Merit for sponsoring this portion of Full Coverage. All right, let's be honest. Applying makeup sometimes can be like a 30-step process. It's so much.
A full routine.
A full routine that takes a lot of time. But you guys, you really can ditch the mountain of makeup if you want to simplify your makeup routine. And you can get back to the essentials by trying Merit.
You guys, what the cool thing about Merit is that it's a clean, well-edited makeup line that has essentials. And I feel like that's really, really great for this time and age right now. Like people love their essentials, something quick on the go, a little 5-minute kit.
Not too much. Not too much.
You know, listen, I love me a full coverage day, but I also love me a chill day as well. And Merit will achieve that for us.
They have a minimalistic approach to beauty that makes applying makeup simple, quick, and easy. They also have high-performing formulas, so everything works really, really well. I love my Merit kit. I love the 5-minute morning kit.
Yeah.
It's just got the essentials in it. So easy to get ready.
Like it's quick. It's like the day glow.
The day glow.
The flush balm. Like just so many different things that just make it.
On the go.
A girl on the go. That's my favorite. You know? My favorite saying is a girl on the go.
That's true.
It's my favorite thing. So Merit truly has you covered when it comes to a girl on the go.
We also have a little deal for you guys. Upgrade your makeup routine with Merit. Head to meritbeauty.com/fool to get their free signature reusable makeup bag with your purchase. That's MERIT beauty.com/fool for their free signature reusable makeup bag. meritbeauty.com/fool. And we're back to talk about Doctor Strange.
Ooh!
I knew Manny was
Multiverse
gonna
of
light
Madness.
Hey.
Okay, guys, so I'm
like
I'm an avid Marvel person.
Watcher fan.
I actually went on that last night. I was telling Laura off camera. I was like, I went on a full binger last night. 2 hours on YouTube, Marvel binging, the comics, finding out about House of M, you know, Wanda Maximoff, her children, where they came from, the shards of soul that they are, all this stuff.
That's why Marvel's good, because it's like a healthy level of entertainment for people that's not drama filled. It's just like fun.
It's just fun. And the crazy thing too is the fact that in the first weekend that it came out, it grossed $450 million.
Only $450 million?
Just a casual $450 mil. $500 million. And that was in 3 days.
I believe it though. I fully believe it.
That shit was, you guys, we were like,
the Marvel franchise is out of this world.
It's not it really isn't. It's not this multiverse.
It's not this multiverse anymore.
It's part of a multiverse.
They are wealthy over there.
It's actually insane. It was funny because we went to the movies and we were gonna invite another friend with us, and we're like, we went to go buy a ticket. The whole theater was completely
Mind you,
gone.
we bought tickets like 3 or 4 days before we even saw the movie because the theaters were so packed out. People were very hyped for this, as they are for like anything. Every Marvel.
But I feel like specifically, I really do feel like stuff with Wanda in it specifically.
I agree with that.
Is extra hype. Then like there's Marvel and there's like Wanda.
Which is interesting to me. Her show was like the most watched a Marvel TV show.
I think it was like one of the most watched Disney Plus shows out there. Period, the end.
Wanda's like this.
No, and it was crazy. I'll watch some like Elizabeth Olsen's like interviews and what she says, and she said like she feels genuinely shocked. Like she's like, I didn't even realize that people would be like that receptive of me and that character, because people are like,
I think a lot of people can relate for a powerful woman and like someone who just wants normal things.
And the gag too, like that she's been so fucked over her whole Marvel career life.
Yeah.
Like she's been fucked over her story. Like she literally like
had to kill her lover.
Twice.
Yeah.
Or had to see him die twice, but she killed him one time. You know, her restart, just wanting to have kids. She literally made them up out of fucking her chaos magic, all that kind of stuff. And she just wants like this normal life that she can't have. Yeah. And I think there's something so like pure about that.
I do too.
But obviously the Darkhold took over. I can't spoil it, but it's, you know, I lived for it. I would give it an 8 out of 10. What would you give it out of 10? So I feel like there was things that I feel like should have been better about the movie, to be honest.
For me, I liked the movie for sure. Like if I was at home and it was like we want to put it on again, I would watch it again. Right. Like it wasn't like a bad movie by any means. It was way too much information.
So much.
They try to put way too much in one movie, and I know it's like always the goal: bigger, better, more. Like it seems like that's always kind of the goal with everything.
That totally is.
And like that's Hollywood.
They want to be jam packed as much as possible, so you can be like, oh, it's an action movie,
and like you can't even blink. But I feel like they've done a lot less in like other of their movies, and they're much better.
Well, I think that
much better
because it was actually like shockingly short. compared to a lot of the other Marvel movies. It's only 2 hours and 6 minutes.
Well,
whereas a lot of other
Marvel
Marvels,
made it longer.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, if y'all maybe would add another 20 minutes to spread things out a little bit.
I'm gonna be honest too, and I've seen all the Doctor Strange movies, so I'm technically like not out of the loop on what Doctor Strange is and what's kind of going on there.
Yeah.
But this was just so much information at once, and like so much happening, and like jumping through universes that
it didn't even feel like a Doctor Strange movie.
Lost me. They lost me.
It didn't even feel like a fucking Doctor Strange movie.
I was lost in the movie. I was literally sitting there like a floater in your eye, just wondering.
Laura was like this.
That was my brain just floating through the theater, butterfly in the sky. That was me.
Because there was so much. And like, honestly, you have to know Marvel like in and out on this one because there's so many things. Like, they, again, like try to fit in as much as humanly possible.
It didn't feel very Doctor Strange. You're right.
No, it didn't. It felt like it was like a Wanda movie.
Yeah.
About like the Scarlet Witch. Like that's what it felt like to me. But I mean, obviously, I still recommend everyone go watch it because I love Marvel movies and I do too. Ride for them. But I do feel like if they added another 20 or 30 minutes just to explain more, almost maybe give it a little spread. Give it a little. Do you know what's crazy? I love that they showed, Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
What's John Krasinski?
John Krasinski.
So you know that he's a fan at it. Like, people want him to be Fantastic Four Reed so bad that they literally blew it up on Twitter.
Whoa!
And so he, like, that little role he had in the thing was because fans made it happen. Casting, if you will.
I feel like he goes kind of right in with
Bro, I want him to be in it so bad. I'm like, can he just be in the new Fantastic Four movie King?
It definitely works.
It works! And imagine, like, if Emily was...
It's too much.
Not Wonder Woman.
It's too much.
Invisible Woman.
No, it's too much.
No, I want it.
No, it's too much.
No, I want it.
It would be too perfect. I want to
hit my fucking head in the back of the thing. I want her to be Invisible Woman and I want him to be Reed so bad.
No.
I'm going to bite this microphone right now. I'm very passionate about Marvel.
I'm just kidding.
But
I don't really care.
I don't
like
care.
Marvel,
watch
though. Like, I've seen every Marvel movie.
Yeah, no, you're a good, like, you know your shit. See? And you watch the shows.
Yeah.
On Disney Plus.
I feel like I'm in the middle of Moonlight, but I feel like I'm a pretty steady fan.
You are a steady, steadfast
I roll with those Marvel punches.
You do. And the thing is, I just know from the comics because I've been a nerd since I was little before the Marvel movies came out. So I think it just hits harder because I was so young.
Yeah.
And like X-Men was like my thing. X-Men was like my number one. So I've always been just like an extra little like a little twitch in my eye,
a little twitch in that.
And something comes out, I literally was like, Laura, can we go watch it on the day it premieres, please? Like, literally, that's
like,
me.
Sure. I'm just kidding.
Like, fine.
No, I'm down.
Yeah, but it was great. I loved it. And what's our next subject?
Dave Chappelle.
Oh my God, getting tackled. Wait, did he get tackled? Did he get almost like checked?
No, he got pushed to the ground. Fully pushed. So here's what's crazy is me and Ty were going to that.
No, you weren't.
Yes, we were.
No,
yes, we
were. Way.
The reason we didn't is because we debated that Sunday. It was happening on Tuesday. And we're like, should we go? Should we go? We couldn't never decide. Then that Monday came around and Ty was like, Laura, you got to pick right now if we're going. And I said, okay, well, what seats are left? And he said, these seats are left for $600 each, but they were not good seats. They were bad seats. So I was like, $1,200 for bad seats. I don't want to do that. Well, then he said, well, the only seats that are like a reasonable place are the nosebleeds. And so I was like, nope. I was like, it's just not worth it.
Just a no.
Yeah.
It's just a no regardless.
Love Dave Chappelle though. Huge fan. That's why I wanted to see him. Yeah. So we ended up being like, you know what? Let's just go to the Netflix fair that they're hosting at the same time. We're comedians. So we went to that on Saturday after Aaron's prom.
How was that?
It was great. We had a good time. So we ended up doing that instead. So that's when we didn't go.
Like that recently with like Seth Rogen.
Yeah. So this is like kind of Seth Rogen's thing, but Netflix kind of took it over and made it bigger.
Got it.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. So we did that, but the Dave Chappelle thing happened. You were not allowed to have a cell phone in there. That's on the thing where they put them in the bag pouches and close it up.
Oh shit. So it's like a premiere.
It said that when we were buying the tickets. Yeah. It's like a premiere movie.
Did you guys know that?
Yeah.
Do you know if they know that?
I don't think they know. Do you know how premieres don't get leaked?
You know how, like, that's how they do it. So like literally when we go, like if we've gone to several premieres, but the big premieres, like I'm talking Disney premieres, like intense ones, they actually required you to put your phone in a specific bag that they lock, and it can be. No, they give it back to you a lot of the time. The locked bag, like it's like a bag where you can't rip it open. Yes. And then when you leave the theater, they'll unlock it for you.
Yeah.
So literally, like your phones are locked in like a specific little case.
Yeah.
And you aren't allowed to bring it out. Like you can't physically even take it out even if you wanted to.
Not even if you wanted to.
And you can't like use it. It's like not clear. It's a full thing.
It's a thick bag.
It's thick.
It's really thick. So that's how they keep people from spooling. So they said they were doing the phone log at the Dave Chappelle show, which of course some people somehow are able to get their phone.
I know how.
And it was filmed multiple times. I think they probably brought two.
Should we bring 2 phones next time that we go to premiere?
I'm cool. It's annoying a little bit, but like I'm fine.
But sometimes I'm like, I want to check my phone. I'll be there and I'm like, I know. I want to like check
Manny is one of those people that texts the entire movie.
No, I don't. She's lying.
I'm lying. But anyway, so Dave Chappelle, a guy who's sitting on the front row, jumps up on stage, runs as fast as he can at Chappelle. He slips and falls. He gets back up, but he's able to fully take Chappelle down and like attack him. But luckily, I'm talking about people started coming out of everywhere.
Hordes. Like it literally was like little ants rushing to sugar.
How many people were behind stage?
They like as if he was in a tornado of people.
Yeah, like start pouring out and like tackle him to the ground, and they get him.
They fucked him up.
They fucked him up, y'all. They stomped his ass.
There's like a photo of him like going into like the ambulance and his like arms like bent out like this.
I think that was definitely a dislocated shoulder. Of these, like a the little shoulder like was completely rotated forward like this.
Like this?
Like completely forward. It was like facing the opposite way. They definitely beat him up, but he also had a fake gun on him where the metal detector wouldn't pick it up, but inside the gun they found a knife. So this was a very violent act, and it just wasn't done successfully.
Wow, that's so honestly, it's so scary.
I'm actually glad I didn't go, because if I would have witnessed something like that happen, I would think that maybe there could be more people in the crowd that have 100%. Intentions on hurting other people. This is a dangerous thing. I mean, so much violence happens nowadays. It's like that would leave me. I would have to get out of there immediately.
Absolutely, I would feel the exact same. And it's crazy that like they didn't even catch like the knife in the metal detector either.
I don't know.
You would think that they would be able to. Maybe it was hidden,
yeah.
like in a certain way.
Must have been.
That's so wild.
But Chris Rock was there, and he goes up on stage and he grabs the mic and he goes, "I thought that was Will Smith."
Was that Will Smith?
Was that Will Smith?
I'm like that, just like a comedian to turn his trauma into like a joke
within 3 seconds.
Literally,
Dave Chappelle was laughing pretty hard. Dave Chappelle was roasting the guy in 2 seconds because he's really good at improv comedy.
So like witty.
So, he's been doing this forever. Whenever
he's so good.
I saw Dave Chappelle, he came out at the Oddball Comedy Fest like 5 years ago, and he was retired at this point, and I died. And his whole entire set was improv because he roasted the crowd. So you couldn't have wrote those jokes. Yeah, he's so good. He's so good.
I can't even imagine being so talented, like to be able to do that.
Yeah.
Like I literally can't even in my mind imagine like coming up just off the cuff like that.
Oh yeah, I'd be like doing the Ashley Simpson like dance. No,
literally, that's how I would be too. That's some like drag queen. The library is open shit. Like how do you fucking do that?
It's a
they just roast each other. Like I don't get it.
It's a Bianca Del Rio.
It's a Bianca.
It's a Bianca Del Rio.
It's a freaking Bianca Del Rio. And I'm like, how do you have this Rolodex just of hate?
I guess you just do it. You exercise that muscle for so long, you can be good at anything.
That's true. It's like you practice like. You'll be good at anything.
Anything that you practice and do long enough. And look, this has been his life, like his entire life. So of course he's good.
Absolutely.
All right, let's talk a little bit about Blac Chyna.
Briefly, because I just can't.
He said, anytime I bring this up to Manny's like, I cannot do this.
But it's just because it's like so wild.
It's
to me.
wild. It's wild.
Because like obviously like she was suing the Kardashians. She lost, by the way, fully transparently.
She got $0 in the case.
$0 in the case, and the gag is too like no one was even there. They're all at the Met Gala.
So yeah, on the last day of court, when they announced that she didn't win, all the Kardashians, including Kris, didn't show up to court that day because they were in New York for the Met Gala. While Blac Chyna showed up to court to find out she won nothing.
Why is that like also like the most embarrassing?
That would be you as the lawyer reading the thing, you'd be like laughing.
How would I not giggle at that? Because it's like,
what are you doing?
She just went through like all these hoops trying to make this happen, as if they're all to blame for her strife. Really, she really thinks that they're all to blame for like all the shit that she has to deal with, which is not the case. It was
strongly speculated that the case was completely done and closed after the executive producer went on the stand and gave his testimony. They said the case is pretty much over.
Like it's done.
Because he said he proved that the Kardashians have no influence whether they have a show or not, but what does is the fact that they were so broken up that they couldn't even be in the same room and work together at this point. So how was there even a show?
How would it make sense?
Yeah.
Because it was Rob and China, right? That was like their show. If there's no Rob and China together, then there's no Rob and China the show.
The math
ain't mathin'. And that's just period.
It's foolery. There was a lot of foolery.
I think it was a lot of tomfoolery.
There's a lot of tomfoolery.
A lot of tomfool.
And the court sniffed it out.
Well, thank God.
That's the case that should have been filmed. I wish they filmed this case.
I do.
Like for us to see, because Kylie, everybody went on the stand and spoke.
I would have loved to see.
So it would have been quite interesting. Like Chris, everybody would have been quite interesting. But that's the verdict.
Fuck, I wish we could have seen that. Now that is some tea I would have loved to have witnessed. Did they record it for the show?
Imagine.
Can they?
Imagine they have like their glam squad.
Well, you know they didn't go up there not glam.
According to the drawings, they were glam.
It's
gonna be a soft glam.
Like a soft, like
it's
appropriate.
It's not gonna be a smoky eye. It's an Ardell wispy.
It's a very soft, maybe a brown liner kind of moment.
It's a soft moment.
Like, look at me, I can put myself together, but I'm not that serious about makeup.
Literally, I don't know.
No, literally, it's like me right now, like just so natural.
Me too.
And I think our last subject to end off is
you tell me.
Britney. You guys, have we all seen together Britney's Instagram post, her nudes that she's been posting?
It's a lot of nudes. I'm going to say it's a lot of nudes.
It's a lot.
There are multiple
a day, I think, at this point.
I think more than the average nude person posts.
She's really out here, like covering titties, punani out, which is a little heart over the poon. And I think a little. And what's funny, you know what really cracked me up? So she did a carousel one, and it was all the same photo.
Yeah.
And different filters.
Yeah.
It was zoomed in, zoomed out, bluer, yellower, greener.
I have a couple things where I think is going on. I could be dead wrong.
Give it.
I think that she doesn't really know, like, the Instagram culture.
I completely agree. Couldn't agree more.
I think she doesn't know. Like, people typically don't post, like, not that it's news, but they don't even post pictures like that.
Totally.
I don't think she gets Instagram culture. That's fine. I think that she feels like this is her way of rebelling and being free. I think so too. Like it's her way, and it's coming across strange to people.
I think for her, she's been repressed for so
long. She's
just gonna have these moments.
And like we don't know what that does to you, and we don't know how that feels, because to us we're like, okay, girl, you're good, you know.
Like we know you're hot, like you look fantastic. But we didn't live
that, so we don't know why she keeps doing this, because we haven't really felt like who gets to experience that really strange situation that she went through for so long.
Literally, like no one.
No one.
Her. I think what I truly think is I think people need to stop being so like crazy about it though. Like people are like taking it to such a level, and like the comments in the comment section are so like misogynistic and very like, what's going on? She looks crazy. Like, why are you doing this? Like all this stuff. Like, oh, like she needs her meds again. All this like crazy like stuff that I'm like, dude, you don't need to be saying, like, listen, like it might be like a little wild to see.
It's wild.
But like, for example, today, Hillary Duff was the face of women's health, and like the photos, they look beautiful. Like she looks amazing. She looks beautiful.
They're really sophisticated.
They're very sophisticated nudes, but they're essentially the same thing that Britney's doing.
They're nudes
in a way. She's literally just like covering her breasts, like
she's
doing
naked on the cover.
Naked on the cover, like that's what she's doing for the shoot. It might be a little bit more, high quality, more tasteful, but the comments for that are so like, wow.
Above and beyond.
Just like, I can't, like, this is so amazing, like, that you would post like this, posing yourself like this, but you see the comments for Britney, and they're a lot more like, oh, like, she's off the rocker again. And, like, I just think that it's a little weirdly double standardy, and I don't get it.
I don't see that Britney's hurting anyone. I think she's just hurting her father at this point.
I think so, too.
I think so.
And maybe she wants to.
For good reasons.
And maybe she wants
to. For good reasons. So,
and if she does, let her.
She seems to be a lot happier. She seems to be a lot more outspoken. And she seems to be doing pretty good. I mean, she's pregnant now. She seems very happy about that.
And she was posting the nudes being like, this is when I didn't have a baby in me.
Yeah, before she's
feeling
pregnant.
Like hot and nude. You know what I mean?
I just like could never know what's really going on in her world.
It's reminds me of that sound until like, what's going on through their head? It's like, dun, 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 dun. That's like what I want to know with Britney. Like, what is going on through her head?
Yeah. It's like something we'll never know. So I always try to have compassion there.
100%. I think that we all need to kind of practice a little more compassion and like let Britney live.
Yeah.
Truly. Like, it might be a little, to me, when I saw like after the third one in the same day, I was like, oh wow, that's like a lot of nudes that she's posting. Like, God
you're
damn.
definitely like when you post like that, you're definitely gonna get some
absolutely
feedback on that.
It shocked me.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, after like the third one, I was like, oh, okay, so we're really just tits out for Harambe.
Right.
Like, we out here, but listen, let her do it.
We have to let her
live
do
your
it.
life. I'm still gonna continue to follow her.
At the end of the day, life is short. No, more people are following is what's happening actually. At the end of the day, life is short, and it's like, it doesn't even matter. You know what I mean?
Life is short, and so is she.
Yeah.
I think she's like petite.
She seems really short.
And I didn't fart. That was the chair.
He farted.
Don't even think that about me. I don't fart in public. You know that, Laura.
Well, that's it for today's episode. That's all the tea that we have to bring you. But I feel like there was a lot of tea that we went through.
I do too. I feel like there's a lot of several things that we would like to have discussed.
Happy Full Friday.
Happy Full Friday.
Thank you guys for being here, from watching our
don't
little
forget to subscribe,
YouTube fam.
Like, comment.
And don't forget to rate if you're listening to this podcast.
Yes,
rating always helps us out. Any integration that you can give, even if that's a thumbs up.
We care.
We care.
And we love it and we appreciate it. And like, it's just so fun.
Really quickly, I also want to say, you guys, thank you for breaking down the bail bond situation and how that works.
Oh my God, yes. In our last episode.
You only had to pay 10%. And if you don't show up to court, you have to pay the rest, which is the incentive to actually show up to court.
Show up.
Got it. I knew you guys would know.
You guys had it. You guys fucking had it, and we knew you would, and that's what we asked. And
honestly, that's something I've always wondered, so thank you for clarifying.
I know, I love it. Yep. And like a lot of people commented that, so like I'm like, oh, that must be.
So it was kind of like a weird thing that like only me and you didn't know, but everyone knew.
Everyone else seemed to fucking know about that.
That was common knowledge. We just didn't know.
I didn't know. I've never.
Well, if we get arrested, now we know.
Now we know.
Got it. 10%. Only paying 10%. I'll show up.
We love you guys. We'll see you in the next episode.
Bye.
Bye.